Hey everyone, and welcome back to Made to Order a la Orden. I'm Chef Z, and today we're going to be talking about the internet, Wi-Fi, and cell phone service in Cuba. So if you're planning a trip to Cuba and you want to learn all about this, then just keep watching. If you're planning a trip to Cuba, you're probably wondering, how do I connect to the internet? Is there Wi-Fi? And will I be able to call my friends and family? Now, let's talk first about the internet and the Wi-Fi situation in Cuba. So there is internet in Cuba and there's definitely Wi-Fi, but are you ready? It is not cheap and it is not free. So what you do in Cuba is that you buy these little Wi-Fi cards from Ectesa. I'm gonna write that name, put it somewhere here or here. But Ectesa is gonna pretty much become your best friend because they're the providers for the Wi-Fi and the cell phone service. So back to the Wi-Fi. So you pretty much go to an Ectesa and you buy these Wi-Fi cards, and then you go to a plaza because typically there is no Wi-Fi in people's homes. So unless you're really lucky and your casa has Wi-Fi connection, it's highly unlikely. But if they do, you'll still need some type of card to get in. So pretty much it's a locked network. So, sometimes you go to, connect to some Wi-Fi and then it asks you for a password. That's going to be the same situation, except that it's going to be like an encrypted code. It's going to be a really, really long password. And that's what you're essentially paying for. And they sell different types of cards. So they sell cards for an hour. They sell cards that last 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, all at varying rates. Now, the national rate for Wi-Fi, or the way they like to call it, Wifi. So Wifi cards are typically about 2 CUCs. And you can buy these at the hotel or at the Ectesa store. Do not, and I repeat, do not buy them off the streets. If you buy them off the streets, they will upcharge you. And I'm not even kidding. They're going to upcharge you by a lot. And also keep in mind that some of the hotels also charge a ridiculous rate for the Wi-Fi cards. Some of them honor the national price of 2 CUC, but I've seen places that charge up to 10 CUC for 1 hour of Wi-Fi. Now, again, where do you use Wi-Fi? A lot of the hotels have Wi-Fi in their lobby. And then also some of the plazas also have Wi-Fi. Actually, the majority of the plazas all around Cuba have Wi-Fi. So sometimes you'll see, as soon as that sun goes down, those plazas get filled with people and they go on their cell phones, and, you can check your Facebook from there, your Instagram. That's how I was able to share some videos while I was away and to actually post. Couple of things about the internet and the Wi-Fi. There are some sites that you can visit here in the States that you cannot visit in Cuba. So also keeping that in mind. So I'll give you guys an example. In my Casa Particular video, I mentioned that I had to kind of book a new Casa Particular because I had missed a connection. And so what I had to do was I had to log into my Google account and talk to my mom and have her book me a new Airbnb from the States, because Airbnb in Cuba does not allow you to book rooms. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of weird, but that's the case for a lot of websites. That might change by the time you go to Cuba, but I did want to mention that real quickly. Now, moving on to cell phone service. Is this, it's upside down. I had a feeling. So moving on to cell phone service. So again, just like the Wi-Fi, you're going to have to go to an Ectesa to buy a SIM card to put in your unlocked quad band phone. The reason I went with a quad band phone is because I do like to travel. So I can take this bad boy pretty much anywhere with me in any other countries. So yeah, I just bought a SIM card. I plugged it in and I was able to text all of my different casas. The other thing that I also did was, before I even went to Cuba, this thing connects to Wi-Fi here in the States. I actually downloaded an offline map, and that helped me a lot getting around Cuba, especially because Lonely Planet has a lot of walking tours that are also pretty good. So I was able to just have a map with me handy at all times. And then this also gave me the luxury of texting my casas again, because sometimes my buses were late getting into cities. If you watch my domestic travel in Cuba video, you know that the flight situation was a nightmare. So this was really good because sometimes your your host in your casas will actually meet you at the Via Sul station or at the airport. So it comes in handy being able to text them and say, hey, I'm running late, me está cogiendo la hora. So yeah, all right, so just to recap, Wi-Fi is not free in Cuba. It costs about 2 CUC. You can buy them at an Ectesa store or you can buy them at the hotel, but keep in mind that the rates may change. Do not buy them in the streets. The places to access Wi-Fi is going to be either in the hotel hotel lobby or in different plazas around Cuba. And you can get a cell phone you can buy a SIM card at the Ectesa store as well. And just in case you were wondering, I bought a SIM card for about 1 month connection and that cost me about $50. Well, 50 CUC. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching Made to Order a la Orden. If you have any questions and want to know more about the internet and the Wi-Fi situation in Cuba, just hit me up on social media or comment below. And until next time, I'm Chef Z y buen provecho.